Stream. Hey, we've got Deer here. Can you hear me okay?
Hey,
Hey, can you hear me?
yeah,
Awesome. Well, it's so great to have you today.
I can hear
Why don't you go
you.
ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us the project. Oh, okay. Awesome. Cool. Well, tell us about yourself
My
and the project and the foundation.
my name is Francisca. Most people here know me as Dira. And about myself, I'm a biomedical engineering student, and I've taken up a specialty in research science and health informatics. About my project, Africa Research Base is basically a data infrastructure for African data, and it's just a system that allows for the aggregation of African data and also for the transparent monetization of data. And, at its core, it is supposed to solve the deeply entrenched problems of African research and also to expand the level of access that people have to African data for building, for innovation, product validation, whatsoever it is. So that's about it.
Okay, amazing. That is, so phenomenal. I absolutely love to hear it. I think the problem statement is truly excellent. It's such a, big problem, to go in and tackle. Would love to kind of see things from the user's perspective. If you wouldn't mind kind of showing us the platform, if you have anything to show us from a demo perspective, we'd love to kind of like dive in and learn more.
There is definitely a lot to show. I'm just going to bring it up here.
Sure.
So, and share from my screen.
Oh, not yet.
My screen should be visible.
Yeah, we got it now. We got it.
Perfect. So when you open the website, this is what you should see. And from here, you can see that a project is supposed to be a solution for African research, access to data, and also funding for African research. And you can see here that you can have access to verified data sets, you can have access to funding, like a review network for your work, your research work, and stuff like that. And you can see that you can upload here, you can earn here, and basically you can have access to a broader network of African researchers. So how it works basically is that when you sign up, you can see your profile where I'm just going to zoom this a little so it's more visible. So you can see the profile here. I signed up and you can see my level here, level one explorer, meaning that I'm still a very new user and contributor, right? So my wallet is to show that these points actually have a token equivalent that can be withdrawn. That's why you have a wallet feature, obviously. And for the actual thing from the user perspective, is that first off on the discover panel here, you have data sets. So most of the things that are supposed to be here are obviously not visible to the public yet because we've not done our proper public launching. So all of the things you can see here are things that we are just allowing for anybody looking around to see. But basically, you can see a data set here, weather conditions in global hemisphere, youth reproductive health data, sedentary remote workers. And if I zoom in a little more, you're going to see that there is a 1% score here, and you can see that it doesn't have like a lot of positive feedback. That's because when data is uploaded on the system, there is a verification layer that returns a confidence score on how useful that data is perceived, and there are a lot of metrics that goes into whether that data is actually useful. One of the most significant of those metrics is whether or not this was sourced from maybe that we don't trust or probably generated with AI or something of the sort. So it returns a confidence score, and if it has a score of 1%, you obviously know that this is not something that would very useful to you as a researcher. So you have the data here, and then you can view. And when you view, obviously, you are able to leave a review and approve or reject the data depending on how useful it was to you. So the whole idea is that we want to create a system where people can upload their data. Let's say at base level, say for instance, a university in their final year has collected data for their final year projects. Instead of that data sitting back in their Google Drives and not being useful to anybody after they've used it, they can upload it here. And then the artificial intelligence layer, a confidence score here on how trustworthy it is. And more than that, because we cannot just 100%, we leave a layer for human reviews, so people can give stars and share their feedback. Oh, I found this useful and I'm going to approve it. Oh, I did not find it useful and I'm going to reject it. So over time, the aggregation of that built to like a proof of reputation mechanism where we can all see as a community that this person has a reputation for contributing something that is useful, or this particular data based on a community consensus is not useful to the entire community. So from that, we have a community here, a community of researchers, research institutions, individuals basically that can come and share and talk about what they are doing. So you can just introduce yourself, talk about stuff here. You can see it. You can talk about stuff here and then you can post it. It's open to the public and people from across the continent can share or exploring. You can have it here with you and just contribute to this community. Then mindset is obviously what you've contributed here. And obviously there is not a lot here now. That's because we blocked it. But on the upload button here, when you want to contribute data, you upload button, put the dataset title, the description, you upload your file, and then clicking upload and analyze, sure that it goes through our system to verify how useful that is. And then uploading it triggers. Let me bring this up here so you'll be able to see it here. It brings up a share button that the contributor can share that data set or the insights they've shared with us on their social media forms or external sources where people can interact. More people interact with the data set you've uploaded, more people make use of it or something of the sort. It contributes to the points you accumulate, and by extension the amount of tokens you're able to accumulate, and ultimately the money. So that's like basically how it works. A lot of feature there as time goes on. The more people interact with the infrastructure and probably request, or we see, based on user priorities and stuff like that, with more things. But at base level, that's what, if this is the share button I was talking about there. So you click that share button, you'll be able to Twitter, on LinkedIn, wherever, and the socials, such that any action that comes from your socials will be visible on the data, and the community can see how useful that has been to maybe a particular number of people and be able to trust that source. But I think that's basically all
It's
there is to
excellent.
see here for
Yeah, so cool.
now.
Right. And how are you sourcing the researchers? Because, it's critical in a marketplace to kind of solve both the chicken and the egg. But yeah, I was curious how you're kind of finding these researchers who probably don't come from, much of a Web3 background.
Well, we find them, they're everywhere. Our lowest point of entry
Right.
is students. Researchers are everywhere, but our lowest point of entry
Mm.
is students. We have students that are doing their projects and just throwing all of those away. It's a very big problem in Nigeria here. It's a very big problem here. And a lot of the data they collect not taken very seriously and very, very
Mm.
useful. So, and apart from that, we have established a consumer base that interacts with data a lot. Let's say people that do data analytics, people that do machine learning, a lot early career researchers, medical students that are into predictive analysis, AI in healthcare, and all of those things. So these are the people that we are targeting, and whether or not they have a Web3 background, you can see how very, very easy it is for you to navigate the system without even being blockchain tech savvy.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Amazing. Super cool.
that's
And would love to
that's
hear more
basically
on your
how
perspective.
it works.
Excellent. So great. And would love to hear from your perspective more on the product roadmap and kind of what you foresee, you guys implementing next
Are
in
you
terms
still
of,
there?
the product itself. Yeah, go ahead. Can you hear me?
What we The project roadmap basically is to we are strengthening our data qualification system. One of the issues now is to tighten structure. You with me?
Yes, yes. I think there was a little bit of delay, but now we're good.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
am I still audible?
Yes.
Man, I could hear you up until the
Yes.
point where you stopped. So I was saying that one of the major things we are looking at one right now is implementing a data qualification feature. So and just dump it because there is an incentive layer or there will be more than the AI application and the human application layer that we have. Um, some of those would typically involve asking students to upload their thesis in the event that you are a student, right? And you're uploading something that you gathered from your school or field work, would ask you to upload your thesis and some sort of ID that allows us to verify that what you are giving to us is actually is actually true and is something that you actually did. Then on features that would be adding, I didn't open that, but one of the major features we'll be adding is a feature that allows you to outsource peer, allows you to also to put out bounties for data. Say, for instance, what is applicable right now is that if you want to build a health tech solution, for instance, in this side of on this side of the continent, you'd most likely have to source for your own data. For two reasons: you want to be able to trust it, and you want to make sure that the data is valid. So, as a startup founder or an innovator, you can put out a bounty for that particular data set. And that's what the community feature is for. So you can ask for it. I need to gather XYZ amount of data in XYZ region and probably attach some sort of reward to it. And then people can do all that work for you. And would also put measures in place to make sure that what they are giving back to you is something that is valid. So when I talked about a transparent data marketplace, one of the things we want to achieve with the system.
Awesome. Yeah, amazing. Would love to hear more on the token utility and kind of the benefits for the community in owning, your token.
Well, for the token utility, first is that um, we have a governance token. One of the solutions we watch with this is to make sure that African research is funded by the African alignment of the African research it is. So means by extension that we are going to have a DAO, and the DAO would function with that governance token. Right? So um, getting the token and interacting with the system means that you get to weigh in on decisions like that, who gets funded, what gets funded, and the kind of research priorities that we have at the end of the day. And, you know, regular things you get okay as to see. At base level, that's what we have right now.
Amazing. Yeah. Thanks so much for sharing. That's, certainly some great benefits there. Excellent. Well, that's all the questions I had for you. Is there anything else we should know or any good place for us to kind of get in touch with you?
Well, my Twitter handle is only one Dira. That's probably where I share majority of the updates about the stuff I have going on. And something else I would love to add is on, you the project is and just a research solution, obviously, and the problem of data is deeply entrenched. It's a solution that is inevitable. So right now, that is deeply fragmented across many different institutions, and the data culture is very bad. So these are some of the things that we hope that with time will be correct. The way people think about data sharing, and the incentives surrounding research in Africa, and that
Mm,
this would be an extension of the African data market to the global market. There are a lot of people that
mm,
are looking to extend their businesses to sub-Saharan Africa, and all of these insights into consumer patterns, the way the African people think and the African realities generally. So these are some of the areas that with time would be able to fill in, and just fix those gaps and lower the barrier of entry to people that are looking to do business in Africa.
awesome.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
your questions. They were
Cool.
very
Yeah.
insightful.
Greatly appreciate it. Super bullish. Thank you so much for your time. And yeah, super excited.
No,
Awesome. Thanks. Bye now.
no problem.